Good Wednesday evening, and welcome to the Cybersecurity and Cryptocurrency Podcast. I'm your host, Eric English. Today is Wednesday, August the 29th of 2018. The year is flying by. It's going to be Thanksgiving and Christmas here before we know it. It's wild, man. It's wild. Not a whole lot that's happened in the last 24 hours. But we do have a few items to discuss today in both cybersecurity and in cryptocurrency. But again, nothing too crazy. We'll start with cryptocurrency today. The market is still holding steady. It did dip back down into the 6,000s today, but it came back up, and as of right now, and it's 5:30 Central Time, Bitcoin's trading at $7,047. Bitcoin Cash is trading at $556. Ethereum's at $290, and Ethereum Classic's at $1306. Litecoin is at $61.85. So at least Bitcoin is holding steady at 7,000. We haven't seen quite the recovery yet from all the altcoins and Ethereum as well. Typically, when Bitcoin goes up like this, all the others kind of follow suit. But if you're a savvy investor, you'll know that in a bear market like we've got right now, it's very bearish right now. It's hasn't been doing good for the last few months. And if you're a savvy investor, you'll know that you need to buy the Big Daddy when the market is not doing so well. And by the Big Daddy, I mean Bitcoin. That is the most used cryptocurrency, and everything is typically traded for Bitcoin or exchanged for Bitcoin in one way or another. So when the market is bearish like it is right now, it's always best to put your money into Bitcoin because it's going to have the biggest up and down swings. Now, obviously, you got to time it right and put your money in at the right time and take it out at the right time. But if you time it right, I mean, just in the last month, if you bought when Bitcoin was at $5,000 or whatever it was, or 5,500, and it's at 7,000 today, woo-wee, could have made some money. So it's all about timing it, and it's all about, going after the big dog when the market is not doing so great. So most of the savvy investors know that, and I think that's why you're seeing, obviously, Bitcoin going up, but a lot of the altcoins are kind of staying where they were. I mean, Ethereum's up, 10 or 15 bucks, but we were up over 300 when the market was last at 7,000. So it's interesting to see how much lower Ethereum is now versus, just a couple months ago before the big dip happened. So if you're looking to start investing, now might not be a good idea because the market's actually on its way up. But, at least for Bitcoin, that is, it might be a good time to jump into the altcoins and hang on to some of those as the market continues to trend upwards. For example, you can get Ripple at a steal right now. It's trading in the 30 to 40 cent range right now, which is extremely low. So if you buy, 500 of those and just sit on them till next year or the year after, I think you'll make some pretty good coin on that. But obviously, I'm not a professional investor, and I'm not going to say that you're definitely going to make money on it. But that would be my guess, is that if you did trade or buy Ripple right now, it'd be a pretty good chance that it would go up by next year. But that's obviously yet to be seen. But the altcoin market is still pretty low, so probably not the best time to buy Bitcoin, though, either. In other cryptocurrency news, Square, you may have heard of the Square card readers that they promote on TV. They've got, apps for your phones, and you may see them at some coffee shops on an iPad where they've got the iPad with the Square card reader on it, and you sign it with your finger, all that kind of stuff. And Square actually sealed a patent recently for accepting cryptocurrency through their Square platform. So I thought that was rather interesting. You're going to start seeing cryptocurrencies being allowed through Square. So they've just filed a patent. They were just approved on that patent, so it is official that Square has the patent for a cryptocurrency payment network. So this is interesting. I mean, think about it. If this really starts taking off, I mean, it's going to do nothing but good. If Square actually, goes live with this. There's no news about them going live with it or when they're going to go live with it. But it's certainly exciting to see that, to see the more widespread adoption. But I'm not sure that Square would go live with it until there's a lot more stability in the market. That's just my hunch. But we'll see what happens. I mean, heck, Square may even wait until there's, a lot more regulation around cryptocurrency before they, actually allow it on their platform. So, we'll see what happens there. It should be interesting. But in other cryptocurrency news, we had EOS went on a big run. Their price jumped up quite a bit. They jumped up to, I think, 55% in the last week or so, and that's a pretty big jump. Now, they're saying that the jump was related to some of the stuff that they're doing. They're basically trying to create a democratic decision-making process for EOS moving forward so that it's not, centralized. They're trying to keep with that decentralized theme and not one person, ruling the roost or anything. So that's interesting to see it go up so much. Now, it's nowhere near what it was even earlier this year. It was trading around $16, $17 earlier this year, and last year it was up in the 20s. So it's still down quite a bit from that. But at least over the last 7 days, it's gone up 55%. So it's a pretty big jump. So if you're into trading any kind of ERC tokens and whatnot, EOS might be a good one to invest in here. EOS also has what's called a RAM. Well, they call it a RAM exploit. And really, the RAM is not like computer RAM. So EOS is similar to Ethereum in that you need Ether to create a smart contract on their blockchain. So you buy Ether to create that smart contract, right? Well, it's the same type of thing, but EOS calls it RAM. Why? I don't know. It's just what they decided to call it. So, but apparently there's this RAM exploit that apparently a fraudster can, manipulate people and get people to send their RAM to a fraudulent address and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, I don't really think this is a vulnerability. And they're saying that, they can just render their RAM useless. And I'm like, okay, well, if the person's dumb enough to send it to them in the first place, that's their own fault. Yeah, I'm not sure that they would. I don't know. They call it a vulnerability, and I'm shaking my head saying I don't think this is an actual vulnerability. I mean, the platform is meant to create smart contracts, and you use RAM to create those smart contracts, just like you use Ether. So I don't understand why in the hell they think this is a vulnerability. But apparently they think it is, and so everybody's reporting on it. It hasn't affected the EOS price, though. As I said just a minute ago, it's still up, 55%. So, and also the EOS, I think it was the CEO or somebody came out and was talking about how he didn't think this was much of a vulnerability either. And I couldn't agree more. I think it's just, clickbait for people on the web. Unfortunately, there's a lot of clickbait on the web. But you can, you think about, we were talking about fake news yesterday. You think about somebody creating fake news about a cryptocurrency, and the word gets out, and people think, oh my God, this crypto news is real. And so they start selling off whatever they have, only to find out later that, oh wait, that wasn't real after all. That was fake news. Don't fall for it, people. Research. But you can imagine, with all those Twitter accounts that that these fake news people create, and Facebook accounts, and they start spreading this kind of news. You can imagine if they did that to a cryptocurrency, what it could do for the price of that particular currency. If, they come out and announce, some massive vulnerability where, all your crypto can be stolen at the drop of a hat, people are going to freak. And if people believe it, then they're going to go and start selling off all their stuff. So that's certainly not okay, but hopefully that doesn't happen too often. But it's articles like this that make me think of that. They're reporting on something that they think is a vulnerability, but EOS is really just doing what it's designed to do. It takes RAM and creates a smart contract. It's really simple. Anyway, I don't know. It's articles like that drive me nuts. Clickbait. I clicked it, of course, and read it, and then it drove me nuts. And here I am telling you about it, too. Hope it doesn't drive you nuts, though, like it did me. So I got some other updates for some projects that I've been working on. First and foremost, speaking of graphics cards and mining and stuff like that, mining for crypto, the new NVIDIA GTX 2080 Ti is apparently 40% faster than the 1080 Ti. Holy smokes, man. I cannot wait to see what these cards can do for mining. And I wonder how many people are going to start doing, more mining with these stronger cards. If they do, I can see where this would, the difficulty rate of all these different cryptos that you're mining for is just going to skyrocket. Not that they're already not way up there to begin with, but I think it's just going to make it go even further up that difficulty level. So every cryptocurrency has a difficulty level of mining it, and as the difficulty goes up, your reward for mining that crypto actually goes down. So over time, it becomes unprofitable, and you have to move on to something else. And the that particular crypto might do a hard fork, or they might do proof of stake or something like that, so that there's no more mining, all that kind of stuff. So, but I'm really, really, really curious to see these 2080s in action. I'm going to try to get one for myself and see how good it does. The 1080s were cranking at about 26 mega hashes on Ethereum, 26 to 28 mega hashes on Ethereum, which is pretty damn good, you know. But man, it's 40% of that, so you're talking about getting it up to 40 mega hashes or maybe more. Wow, that's gonna be awesome. We'll see, though. It's not been proven yet, but man, it's definitely exciting. So if you're looking to upgrade your rig with all new cards, that 2080 Ti might be a nice one to get. They're damn expensive, though, man. I think they're $900 or something stupid. But if you're looking to get a smoking deal on a graphics card, now is a good time to do that. On the RX series from ATI, or I guess it's AMD now, excuse me. All of the AMD cards, like the RX 580, have really dropped in price. I saw an RX 580 for $230 the other day, so that's incredibly affordable, and I'm glad to see that it's actually affordable again. The manufacturer's finally caught up, but check out that 2080 when it comes out. If anybody listening is going to get one of these cards and you do some mining with it, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know what kind of hash rate you were getting with it and whether or not you think it was worth it. So you can hit me up on Twitter. I am at eEnglish34 on Twitter, at eEnglish34. So you can hit me up there. Let me know if you buy one of those 2080 Ti's and you're doing some mining. Yeah. It's going to be awesome. Some other news that, just stuff that I've been working on. My job, we're starting to roll out a new sim, and it's a royal pain in the rear to get all these logs pointed at the sim, and it's actually pretty frustrating, but I'm hoping that once I come out the other side of this, that I'll have a nice long list of what to do and what not to do when deploying a sim, and I'll share that with everybody on the podcast, and I'll post it on my website and all that good stuff, and let everybody know what I did wrong and what I did right, and then hopefully that helps somebody else when they set up their own sim. For those that don't know what a sim is, it's not SIM, it's SIEM. It's the Security Information and Event Management System. Essentially, it takes all of your logs from your servers, your workstations if you want, your routers, switches, firewalls, antivirus, spam filter, email filters, email itself, any kind of log files that you can get, you can send it to a SIM, and the SIM will do log correlation and say, hey, these several events looks like it's potentially an attack. You might want to go and check this out. So that's what a SIM does, SIEM, if you're not familiar with it. You can Google it and find all kinds of stuff on it. But I'm hoping to have some good information to share once that project is finally done. So that's going to be great when that's out of my hair. But we're not quite there yet. But I've definitely got some do's and don'ts that I'll share with everybody. As far as news-related stuff goes, that's all I had for today. But I want to thank everybody for listening, and I want to thank our sponsor, Southern Graphics T-Shirt Company. Go check them out for all your T-shirt needs. It's southerngraphicst-shirtco.com. Go check out their website. You can hit me up on Twitter at eEnglish34, at eEnglish34 on Twitter. And that's all I got for now. Thanks for listening. We'll talk tomorrow.